Welcome to this free breakdown. As you can see, this is how anyone can turn your personal brand into a 6 to 7 figure business in the next 180 days without having to go viral, send thousands of cold DMs, or become a cringy influencer. I'm super excited to bring you this training. I've been meaning to do it for ages. It doesn't matter whether you're literally just starting out or whether you have a high ticket product already. This document is going to give you some free advice to dial in your funnel, help you get more clients on board, or to help you start from scratch. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it. So if you want a complete blueprint on how to monetize your personal brand and launch or scale a high ticket offer on social media, regardless of your current skill set, this is the only piece of content you'll ever need to watch. Similarly, if you're wasting time doing cold outreach, running unprofitable ads to your business, chasing the next trending business model, but are looking to obtain high ticket clients for your personal brand, keep watching. Because this blueprint is about to show you exactly how I've done exactly that without spending thousands of dollars or sending thousands of your favorite gurus' DM scripts. We do not like DM scripts around here. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Sam Huckster. This is me. And in this video, I'll be breaking down the exact process of how I went from being a freelancer, struggling to get £800, £500, £1,000 social media jobs, to launching my own agency and hitting that 10K a month mark within only 120 days, all through the power of organic content and personal branding. And then I'm going to tell you exactly why I shut it all down. Now, before I dive into the breakdown, let me make this very clear. I need your full attention. This means don't use any other devices. Put your phone away, don't have any other tabs open, don't scroll down to the comment section. In fact, I'll probably turn comments off for this video. If you're serious about launching and transforming your high ticket business through social media, follow what I'm about to say to the T, like super clearly, and you'll have everything you need to get started. It's going to give you a massive competitive advantage over everyone else in your space, and you'll see results in a really short period of time. Again, if you followed super clearly what I'm about to tell you. Before we continue, let me explain exactly how this started and why you should even listen to me in the first place, right? I'm just some random guy on your screen. Personally, I initially adapted this system with my content agency, following the content frameworks that I'll provide for free later on in this training. Through that alone, I was able to acquire tens of thousands of pounds worth of high ticket leads into the pipeline straight off the bat, just by establishing an online presence with the systems I created. Through this, my agency was very quickly able to reach a run rate of 130K in the space of just under 90 days, with more hot leads pouring in the door that I chose not to take on because they didn't fit what I was doing, or I just felt like it would be a bit of a money grab. A lot of these leads that were coming in just weren't really what I was looking to do, but they were asking to give me money nonetheless. So it was working, the system was working. But the way in which I was scaling this agency and managing these clients was inefficient and unsustainable. With this in mind, I reduced my content agency's onboarding to focus on applying these organic client acquisition techniques to some of my existing clients, while terminating the contracts of others who didn't really align with the offer, didn't align with the systems I was trying to develop. Now, these are all screenshots taken from my personal Tide account while I was running my content agency, and this was completely organic, okay? This was before running any ads, before spending any money. So this is all completely organic revenue, and this is what we're going to be trying to replicate for you and your business. This is like the first sort of 5 weeks. Since then, I've developed the framework, okay? So I've taken everything I've learned and I've developed a framework that anyone can use. As I said, anyone, whether you have one already or you need to start one, anyone can use to launch or scale a high ticket offer using their organic personal brand. This includes the business model required to reach 6 figures insanely quickly, the content strategy required to get guaranteed targeted eyes onto your profile, and the conversion assets that are going to allow us to turn strangers who watch your content into high ticket customers who are begging to give you their money. Now, this is the same business model that a client of mine used to do 50K last month. I've watched him do it over the past sort of 6 months, and he is absolutely crushing it. He closed like 5 sales today at the time of recording, and he's literally on track to do 7 figures this year. So now you can see exactly how valuable this breakdown is. Let's go over who it actually is for to make sure you're not wasting your time. So this is for you if you're someone who wants to launch or scale a high ticket offer from scratch to 10K plus per month in the next 180 days. Simple. If you're sick of the traditional SMMA agency model and other whistle-stop business models and want to build a product that provides genuine value to your target avatar and gets them a genuine return on investment and genuine results, this is the right place for you. If you want to efficiently monetize your personal brand and social media platforms in a way that doesn't make you seem like a salesman, this training is for you. If you're looking for a complete blueprint to consistently acquire high-ticket buyers who are the exact right fit for your offer, stick around. If you're tired of working 18-hour days to work for yourself and want a scalable business that allows you to grow efficiently, this is for you. If you know you're not being paid as much as you should be for the value, experience, and time that you're providing, stick around. If you've been scammed or you're scared of being scammed by someone with a complete waste of time, social media growth, or SMMA course on TikTok, and not actually 10xing your money like you should, then stick around. If you don't trust all of the SMMA gurus that you see on Instagram, but want to learn how the good ones are actually earning millions of dollars, stick around. If you are dog sick of working inside your business, this is a big one for me. One of my biggest motivations for actually creating this program, creating this breakdown for you guys. Missing out on family meals, events with friends, canceling date nights, trying to escape the rat race, but ending up just getting stuck in your own hamster wheel of this grind set without making any actual progress. This is for you. If you're tired of seeing all these knuckleheads on Instagram flaunting their money in Dubai, getting thousands of followers and clients, when you know you have something more to offer than them, deserve more attention than them, then this is for you. On the flip side, this is not a way to make a quick buck on Instagram. We're not going to be scamming 60-year-old ladies out of their advertising budgets to run some half-cut Facebook ads. That's not how we do it. This isn't a cheat code or an algorithm hack that's going to magically get you millions of views and instantly get you thousands of dollars. That's not how it works. This isn't a classic just post and pray approach. That's what a lot of these agency owners, that's what I was doing when I was starting out in SMMA. I didn't know any better. Posting and praying is completely worthless. So just don't waste your time. This is about building a legitimate business based on your current skill set, getting clients tangible results, and creating an evergreen asset in the form of your social media presence that will be a magnet for high ticket leads forevermore. And the thing is, as I showed you guys before, it is more than possible to have thousands worth of inbound piping hot leads coming to you through social media without having to spend your days sending cold emails, hiring VAs, using AI tools to send thousands of text messages and emails, having hundreds of thousands of followers, or being famous on YouTube. You don't need to do these things in order to have hot leads coming to you. But the majority of striving entrepreneurs and personal brands don't understand the following. They don't understand how to create a specifically targeted high ticket offer that specific people want to buy. They don't understand how to generate attention on social media through high quality tailored content. They don't understand how to consistently and efficiently convert that attention by pre-selling high ticket buyers prior to any sort of sales call. This is all going to be stuff we break down later on in the video. They also don't understand how to create a content funnel that smoothly takes clients from a complete stranger all the way to a pre-qualified and pre-sold lead who is ready to buy, creating a smooth sales process. Watching this video means you're on the right path and stopping yourself from making the same mistakes that I did over the past 5 years. Now, the beauty of a personal brand. What most people fail to realize is that the demand is there. There's no such thing as oversaturation when it comes to any sort of space, be that fitness, SMMA, diets, whatever it might be online. And if you don't believe me and need more proof, there is an expected increase in social media budget amongst 80% of businesses over the next 3 years. So even the biggest businesses in the world are telling you where their money's going. It's going to be invested in their online presence going into the rest of the year. So why would you not follow suit? Well, the reason you're not getting as many clients is because of your client acquisition process and the framing of your offer. It's not that you don't have a good offer, it's that you're not going about getting clients or framing your offer in the right way. The biggest issue that people, especially in the SMMA space over the last few years, is that everyone and their dog is doing it. Everyone and their goldfish is doing it. Most dentists or aesthetic clinic owners in my area have been called up at least 3 or 4 times in the past week asking if they want their Facebook ads run. This is dentists, right? 90% of real estate agents have been called up asking if they want their social media content created for them, but they're all saying no. Why? It's not that these prospects don't need the services, because they do. Real estate agents need content made for them, right? But it's the way you go about it that makes them not want to do it, okay? So I personally, as a small creator with under 3,000 followers, let me show you, this is me, right here. I get reached out to multiple times per day for the same services, and like all of their offers are the same. There's no variation from one to another. So stuff like copywriting, video editing, thumbnail editors, DM closers, they're all very valuable services I do need and will pay for later down the line. But when you receive random messages out of the blue, there's no desire to respond or interact, or there's no differentiation. Like, what makes me want to pick you over this other guy, right? So the problem that the majority of high ticket sellers, such as agency owners, coaches, course sellers face is that there's absolutely nothing differentiating your program from the next suckers. So when they do their cold outreach and they're sending hundreds of DMs a day to people, they take one look at their weak-looking Calendly link and have no interest in it. If you put yourself in the mind of the consumers, and I've experienced it personally, your customer will always be looking for the option with a unique angle, the best possible offer, the best possible value for money, but the offer that is suited most to them and their situation. And that's why the angle that your personal brand and your unique offer provides is invaluable. And with this in mind, this is exactly what we'll cover in this document. How to avoid these problems. How my clients' sales calendars are completely packed out thanks to their organic content. How I've adapted this system to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to pre-sell leads and make sales calls completely seamless. The system that my client used to increase his prices 22.5x while delivering the exact same program and not spending any more time on client servicing. How to get consistent 5-figure months while maintaining at least 85% profit margins. How I managed to apply this system to acquire consistent clients in what is the most competitive niche in the world. How I've managed to end up with a business where I can travel around the world, work from my laptop, and create content full time. Now, before I unveil the system to help you make these groundbreaking changes to your business, I want to tell you why I'm doing this. As I said, my name is Sam Hugster. I've had an interest in content creation and social media for the past 10 years. And over the last few years, I've seen the majority of how this stuff works. I started out doing freelance videography, social media management, content creation for lower ticket clients. But my first taste of traditional marketing was during my first job during university. I worked at a marketing agency in Bournemouth that specialized in content marketing, Google ads, and stuff like that. And as much as I love the position and the people there, I quickly realized that a marketing role in a larger corporate company generally consists of things like creating graphics on Photoshops, moving like files around, making product show reels for stuffed animals. That's actually something I did. It was quite painful. So in the summer of 2023, I left. Then I was introduced to the world of SMMA. Funnily enough, through me posting content online, wink, wink, we can see where this is going. With some friends who were running a content agency at the time wanted to bring me on board as a content editor and a videographer. So I spent the following 8 months doing content creation for this agency, but the curiosity led me to learn the ins and outs of how this agency operates, where the inefficiencies lie, and mainly in terms of their client acquisition. That was the biggest area they struggled in, was client acquisition. So 150 days ago, I set up my own agency, started off with a few clients that I knew through my network, and got to work, creating content and building personal brands on Instagram to help them get eyes on their business and convert viewers into leads. This allowed me to master organic growth content and allowed my clients to skyrocket their brand's presence. After I asked existing clients the reasons behind them joining my agency, the resounding response was that my Instagram profile came across as professional and my content gave across the message that I, and I quote, know my shit. So with this in mind, I altered my approach to organic content and began focusing on converting attention into cash collected with my personal brand. And this is where I struck gold. By investing in my own personal brand, I was able to attract a constant stream of high value clients. People like trading mentors, Amazon FBA coaches, golf coaches, real estate experts, agency owners, fitness coaches, content creators who wanted to sell something, and people that were selling low ticket items but not making a good enough ROI on ad spend. All of them were looking for a system to consistently and predictably bring in high-ticket clients just using organic social media. And after months of trial and error, failing and winning, I eventually noticed they all share a common problem. These people didn't have a differentiated high-ticket offer to sell to a specific target avatar. They didn't have a streamlined content funnel or system to garner attention and convert that attention into cash collected. So, given my experience securing high-ticket leads consistently for my own offer as well as my clients' offers, I could provide them with the exact blueprint to help them diagnose and solve this issue, to implement a system and build an evergreen asset so they could generate profit for the rest of their lives. Now, I've decided to break this entire system down for you. An A to Z blueprint outlining exactly how I've done it. Okay, this is the exact system. This is the exact system you need to implement to launch/scale your own high-ticket offer through organic social media and make an extra 10K a month in the next 90 days. I'll be breaking down the complete playbook to launch and scale your offer to 5 figures a month with no cold DMs, no ridiculous guarantees, no social media growth hacks, no needing hundreds of thousands of followers, and not needing to set up websites or complicated softwares. But first, a tale of woe about an old client. So a few months ago, I got reached out to by a golf coach. He wanted me to scale his offer, but he was unwilling to change his pricing from $12.99 a month. Here's why this is a problem. If you're starting with barely any followers and you're trying to sell low ticket products, services, affiliate links, etc., you're simply not going to have the volume there to make any money. Okay, so you might get a reel that pops off and you get a few sales from it, but essentially, unless you're like a big influencer with thousands of followers, you're not going to sell enough of the low ticket item to make any good money, especially if you're spending money on ads. So spending money on ads for a low ticket item is futile because the ROI simply is not there. And you're relying on social media virality, which is a complete gamble. This is why you need to be selling high ticket, okay? Most people underestimate how simple and doable selling high ticket is, even with a relatively small account. The reality as well is that most big creators don't understand how much more they could be bringing in by creating a high ticket offer. And not to mention, you're a million times more likely to see results when you charge high ticket than dishing out a $20 ebook. So let's do the math. You get 100,000 profile visits in a month on Instagram and manage to convert 1% of those people, which is very generous, right? It's a rough figure. And You can only do that if you've got the right systems in place, right? But let's say you do it, you convert 1%. You end up with $20,000 in cash collected, okay? And that's revenue, not profit, okay? So minus what you spent on ads, minus, what you've paid your editor, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. It all relies on your content having consistent reach and getting in front of hundreds of thousands of people consistently every single month, okay? Now, in order to do this amount of revenue with a high ticket offer, say it's $1,500, you only need to sell 8 of these. Okay, so there's no need for ridiculous amounts of views or traffic. So now you can see exactly why you need to sell high ticket to make any sort of real money as a micro influencer / beginner. Because you don't need to get millions of views, you can just get a decent amount of targeted views and sell high ticket. Okay, makes much more sense. Here's how we do it. The Creator X blueprint for monetizing your personal brand with high ticket offers, part 1. Target avatar identification and offer creation. This is essential, right? We need to get this right, otherwise the rest of it's going to be fucked. Okay, creating our product. The problem with the traditional SMMA agency model is this. You're solely responsible for the success and maintenance of your clients. Therefore, it almost feels like you have 10, 20, 30, 100 bosses at any given time. This is how I felt when I was running my content agency. You just got all of these people chasing you up, asking for results constantly, all the time, okay? It's very hard to take your foot off the gas. It's very hard to relax, especially at the beginner, freelance, small agency level. Now, even when you're outsourcing work to other editors, you're never truly doing it outsourced because you still have to manage the editors, media buyers, videographers, etc. A huge turning point for me was this. I analyzed one of my clients' business models. He runs an educational coaching business that teaches people how to trade. And his day-to-day is my ideal, okay? He has one-to-one mentoring calls, he takes sales calls, and he creates content for his personal brand. That's all he does, okay? That's how he acquires clients and that's how he services clients. And the business is called the 3 C's and it consists of the following. Access to training materials. This is a really high value course that teaches them everything they need to know, including documents and resources to help them learn and progress their knowledge. Then they get access to an exclusive community of like-minded individuals doing the same, trying to learn the same skill set. And then finally, they get access to him, who is the expert, the authority figure, okay, for one-to-one advice and mentorship to iron out any difficulties they have throughout the journey, throughout the process. You see, the reason that clients don't see results after purchasing a program is generally due to one of the following things. Lack of accountability, lack of understanding, or lack of motivation. And this business model, the 3 C's, can completely solve all of those things, okay? With the presence of these components. Buyers are held accountable by the mentor and by the rest of the students in the community, okay? So accountability is there, no lack of accountability. Buyers have access to materials to learn from, and any misunderstandings that they might have will be quickly addressed by the community members and mentors, okay? So the lack of understanding is eradicated, it's gone. Buyers will be motivated to succeed by seeing other members succeed and a clear progression path towards their desired goal, getting rid of the lack of motivation. And a lot of lack of motivation comes from an inability to see the progression, okay? When you're in a job and you can't see how you're going to progress through that job, you lose motivation to work, right? When you have a clear progression path provided by the training materials and the one-to-one advice, you can see the end goal, you can see where you're headed, you maintain motivation, okay? I'm going to be dropping a full video on how to set up the actual business and how to host it and how to host your community and stuff like that. But it's a very long process, so I won't include it in this exact video, but make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping that sometime this week because this video is already going to be pretty long. Next up, we go identify our target avatar. The following is the Creator X method to differentiate your offer and stand out on social media, even in saturated markets. Here's how we do it differently. Instead of using copy and paste messaging in your offer, like anyone else in your space is doing, we're going to introduce unique, premium, high ticket language to transform your offer and completely distinguish it from the rest of the market. To avoid becoming just another SMMA guru or another fitness coach or just another Forex trader, we're going to create a completely new sub-niche utilizing your personal brand and create an offer with pinpoint specificity and targeting. Okay, you're going to be in your own lane. Next, we're going to take your experience and your client's feedback and put it back into your offer. This way we can create a desirable offer that actually speaks to the pain points of your target avatar, the people that you're targeting. We'll take your experience and the client's feedback and put it back into your offer so we can actually service the things that people are struggling with. We can actually address those pain points that are actually there, instead of assuming what the client wants. So no more race to the bottom. By directly competing with everyone else, you're forcing yourself to compete on price, okay? If you have the same offer as everyone else, the only thing that's differentiating you is your price. The person with the lower price wins every time. Using the following methods, we can actually increase our prices by making our offer more specific to a certain type of person. We'll go through that again in a second. We can tailor our content to existing clients with existing problems instead of doing broad, vague market research. We're going to make content that your clients actually want to watch and actually will provide them with some value. Then we're going to have hyper-specific targeted messaging in our content, which means that everyone that comes through our funnel and books a call with us are going to be the perfect fit for our offer, okay? And we can actually help them. This is going to make sure that we don't have as many unqualified leads and just random gimps showing up for our sales call, okay? We don't want that. Our content and messaging results in a seamless sales process, less objections, less unqualified leads, and a higher close rate, which means more money in your bank account. Bless me, pardon me. But before we touch anything else to do with our content or operations, we need to know our target avatar inside and out, okay? Our target audience. The idea of this section is to craft an offer for that specific person, targeting a specific problem, so that every time you pitch your offer, it speaks to that exact situation and resonates perfectly.
Steve.
The problem that 99% of people have is that they craft their offer based on what they think the person needs and not what the market's actually asking for, okay? They're creating a product that there's no demand for, which means, obviously, no sales. And you go back to your job, pushing signal groups or whatever, and not actually building a reputable business asset. This will be you if you just assume what the market wants, okay? This will be you. Bottom line, if we do not initially dial in our offer and messaging, nothing else will work, okay? We'll get no leads, no sales will close, and you'll be forced to go back to competing on price and rejoin that rat race to the bottom. Bad news. In other words, you're not going to get any excited inbound prospects begging to pay you. When you have specifically targeted messaging, okay, this is what you get. You get excited inbound prospects who are really excited to get involved and want the exact service that you're offering. Most sales calls will end with, mate, sounds sick, but I just don't have the money at the moment, if you do not do this. People will find money if you have a product that solves their exact issues, okay? Why would you not? It completely makes sense. So, first, we need to differentiate your offer from the thousands of others in your space. I was meant to put pictures of loads of the same offers, but I forgot apparently. But how do we do this? After a few hours of research, you should be able to find these for yourself, okay? But it all boils down to the following things. We need to find your audience's biggest pain points. For example, the pain of having no money. Your content isn't performing, the business isn't getting leads through the door, okay? These are the biggest pain points, these are the biggest things that are ruining your business, ruining your life, whatever it might be, ruining your health, ruining your fitness, okay? Then we want to get their biggest desires. Creating content that brings them money. Building a business online, successful business online. Financial and location freedom. Find out what their biggest desires are and just nail them down, write them down. Okay? Needs. Time outside of work. They need their health. They need their family time. They want to pursue personal passions. These are all their needs. And you can include things like needs that need to be part of the process, and then roadblocks, okay? What is stopping them from getting client acquisition? What's stopping them from getting clients in the door? What's stopping them from changing their business structure? What's stopping them from changing their lack of knowledge? What's the roadblocks at the minute? The following is a simple set of questions that you can ask your target avatar. If you ask old clients or ask yourself or ask people that you would consider maybe selling your offer to, ask them the following questions. Take a screenshot, save it in your notes, whatever. But these are the questions that you're going to ask them in order to do this initial research. We're looking for the following pieces of data. Is there a problem that needs to be solved to begin with? Because if there's not, there's no point in making a product to solve it. Is the problem painful enough that they would pay significant money to solve it? Again, can we charge high ticket for this problem to be solved? Do they want the problem to be solved urgently enough that it creates time urgency? 1 second.
Bam.
Okay, what specific wording and language are they using to describe it? In every different industry, be that trading, be that FBA, be that fitness, there's different lingo and different language that people use that you can then take on board and implement into your offer. Next is what exact roadblocks did they identify to make it easier and faster to fix this with our program? And what exact transformation are they looking to achieve? Okay, what is their point A? What is their point B? What exact transformation do they want to achieve? After doing this, we will know exactly how to frame our offer and messaging. So if we look at it as a before and after, for me, it was anyone who wanted social media marketing, okay? Before I dialed in my offer, it could have been ads, it could have been content, it could have been social media account management, it could have been Photoshop, it literally could have been anything, and I would have taken it. My service offering was chaos, and my offer was a money-grabbing mess. I would literally go for anything that came my way. And it led to me not enjoying my business, not being able to scale efficiently, bottlenecking my service delivery, working 16 days. It was just a nightmare. I was stuck in the agency hamster wheel. Whereas now, I specifically help people with high value skills, agency owners, coaches, course sellers, generally fall into this category as well. People who have tried to launch a high ticket offer before but failed, people who have audiences on social media but they can't monetize them, people who are struggling to make money with social media. These are people who can benefit from my service. These are people who have the exact pain points that I have identified and are looking for. And as a result, instead of being ridiculously broad with my messaging and hoping that someone would latch onto the offer, okay, instead of just casting my fishing rod out there and hoping that someone grabs onto it, the offer instead was a perfect fit for a very small group of people and as a result, they're willing to pay a higher fee. The content is more targeted, meaning that more targeted leads will be introduced into our funnel instead of hundreds of thousands of non-targeted leads, okay? And clients' results will be better as we're serving a specific type of person and providing them a specific outcome. Okay, now going on to creating our high ticket offer. Our offer headline. So this is effectively the summary of our offer, and it tells people exactly what we do and how we do it. Now that we have all the data surrounding our target avatar from these questions up here, these pieces of data, we need to make sure that our offer speaks directly to that person using that data, okay? By speaking directly to one type of person with our offer or content, we create our own little lane so that there's no competition effectively. The more specific we are, the less competition there is, right? We also need to ensure that we have experience, case studies and stuff like that to back up our offer and make sure the prospects can have confidence that we can deliver results for them. In order to sell high ticket, attract a constant stream of high ticket clients and provide genuine client results, we must first cover the following bases, okay? We need to specifically target our target avatar. We need to describe the exact transformative process being offered, okay? So how are we gonna get people from point A, where they are now, to point B, 10K a month, or six-pack abs, or whatever it might be that you're offering, okay? Give a timeline for this transformation. People like to know the exact amount of time it's gonna take them to get from point A to point point B. It helps them to visualize it in their head. Okay, it helps them to validate it. Highlight the roadblocks that are not going to be a problem. So take the roadblocks that they identified and find a way to remove them from the system, from the situation. And then offer payment options. It doesn't all have to be upfront. Say you're selling a 3K course. It doesn't have to be 3K up front. You can use Klarna or something like that to split up the payments. We need to let prospects know exactly what they're getting for their money and how they're going to get to their dream state. Okay, we need to spell it out for them so that there's no doubt in their mind whatsoever. They know they can visualize the exact path they're going to take to get from their current situation to their dream state. So these guys have actually fucked us over a bit. If you don't know these guys, this is Iman and this is Alex Hormozi. These days, thanks to things like $100 million leads, which is this guy's book, everyone and their cat has a high ticket offer, a coaching business, or some ridiculous offer or guarantee. I literally had someone message me the other night saying, I'll run your ads for free and give you $500 for the next 90 days. It's like, there is no way he's making money consistently from that. Like, it's just a stupid offer, okay? I had a content expert message me saying, I'll edit a week's worth of content for you, no strings attached. Like, I could just leave after that. With the growth of social media, it's now incredibly accessible for anyone to start a personal brand, which is a great thing. People can join the competition for people's attention and add to the sea of sellers to compete with. But what does this lead to? A race to the bottom. People will continue to lower the price of their course or their agency or their coaching offer in order to compete, because there's no unique selling point, there's no unique positioning, and there's no unique value proposition, okay? You are just the same as everyone else. There are hundreds of thousands of thumbnail agencies, content agencies, etc. There's no differentiation between them. So with this in mind, we're going to use our target avatar's data to craft a unique offer. For example, using the data gathered from my ideal target avatar, we can craft the following offer. This is what I'm using currently. Launch and scale a high ticket offer to 10K a month with your organic personal brand in 120 days with the Creator X Blueprint, working 2 to 4 hours a day without having to depend on going viral or hundreds of thousands of hours of cold outreach, okay? This outlines exactly what you do. It outlines the end goal, 10K a month. It outlines how you're going to do it with your organic personal brand, and it also gives you a time frame. This is a unique vehicle. Creator X Blueprint creates a bit of an intrigue, a bit of mystery, and then it goes into the pain points and the roadblocks. Working 2 to 4 hours a day. For me personally, when I was doing this initially, the thing that I hated the most was working like 16-hour days. Within my content agency, I was working like ridiculous hours. It was a big pain point for me, right? Working 2 to 4 hours a day is a big benefit. Without having to depend on going viral, a big thing that a lot of businesses struggle with when they're doing social media content is they think they have to go viral. And it's hard. Going viral is hard while maintaining authenticity. So that's a big pain point that we targeted as well. And also doing thousands of hours of cold outreach. I think I'll go over this in a second, but it's a complete waste of time. In terms of the man hours to the ROI, it's just ridiculous. And I don't see why anyone would do it. So without having to do thousands of hours of cold outreach as well. So this is the headline that I'm rocking with currently. And whether I update it in the future because I get more client data, it might do. It might be more refined in the future, but this is what I'm rocking with for now. The offer is a result of personal experience and client results. And the use of a unique vehicle, aka the Creator X Blueprint, which is this, Creator X Blueprint, creates a bit of intrigue. People want to find out what is the Creator X Blueprint. Once we have created our offer like this, we have a headline that speaks directly to our target avatar's pain points, roadblocks, fears, and desires. Okay, now we have a product, a target avatar, and an offer to sell said product with. Next step. So now we have a product which we set up, the 3 C's. We have a target avatar that we created using our data, asking those questions, creating those data points, and now we have an offer that specifically targets that target avatar, okay? Now we have those things, we can go on to the next step. And that is content that converts. A big issue that people trying to sell high ticket on social media face is that they're shocking at actually getting across what their value prop is. They might have an amazing product, but they are awful at communicating exactly what the value of that product is. And their case studies as well. They don't communicate their case studies effectively. Most people jump from idea to idea and spray and pray their content, hoping that something magically makes the viewer want to give them money. So even if they have, like I say, even if they have a genuinely well-crafted, valuable offer, no one buys it. Anyone that's tried this approach can clearly see its inefficiencies. Whereas in reality, the entire customer journey in your online business is within your content. Think about it. Your Instagram, organic or ads, your TikTok, YouTube, funnel pages, sales calls, that's the only way that your audience gets an impression of you, okay? Whether it's the content when they initially see you, whether it's on a sales call, these are your only opportunities to communicate what your business is, who you are, and your expertise, and your case studies and stuff like that. So this is the only impression that your customer gets from you. And if it isn't intricately mapped out to a T, then there's no way you're gonna make progress. So in a nutshell, here's what we're gonna do with your content. Firstly, instead of having no sort of structure to your customer journey and spraying and praying content, hoping that something resonates with someone, this way you're going to have no control over where your social media traffic goes, and you're just going to blend in with the rest of everyone else, okay? So instead, we're going to design a completely mapped out customer path where every single touch point is intentional, okay? Meaning that we have complete influence over where we're sending all the attention and social media traffic that we get, and we can make it go exactly where we want it to go. Secondly, people often provide value through their social media content that doesn't actually solve the issue. So you might have a few reels that have some like helpful tips or stuff like that, but in the viewer's mind, they're still not fully satisfied and they don't understand the process that we use to get client results, for example. By funneling all of our traffic to a unique case study conversion asset like this one, we're gonna break down the entire process word for word like I'm doing right now. We can demonstrate our value, we can show the audience that we know exactly what we're talking about, and we can pre-sell and pre-qualify viewers using this asset so that once they show up to a sales call, they know exactly who you are, whether your service can help them, and it makes things much more efficient and easy. Thirdly, creators often make the mistake of being inconsistent and not creating enough content for potential customers to consume, leaving them with very few touch points. They're less warm towards you and they aren't fully convinced on you or your process. The 7-hour rule states that if a customer has consumed at least 7 hours of content from you, their chances of closing as a client increases dramatically. So we're gonna make sure that we're creating enough content to build a connection, communicate our value, and constantly be top of mind for our customers. And finally, by being omnipresent with our content on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, we can ensure that we're nurturing that relationship, again with the 7-hour rule, and that we're constantly front of mind, positioning ourselves as the most prevalent expert in our specific field. Now, let's bear in mind, all we currently have is an offer. Nothing's changed yet, okay? But if we can't communicate this offer effectively and efficiently, then we've completely wasted our time making the offer in the first place. So, a few things to bear in mind with our content. You need to have a system in place in order to correctly garner attention and nurture it in the first place. You can't just pounce on someone because they like one of your reels, okay? If someone likes one of my Instagram reels, I don't just message them like, right, you ready to buy? Because that's not how it works. They're not properly nurtured yet. You can try it, but realistically, they're not gonna be warm to you. They're not gonna be pre-sold, and your chances of closing them is very low. It's not gonna happen. The majority of people don't nurture their sales prospects with their content. And this means, like I say, they haven't seen enough of you in order to want to invest into you. Because that's what it is. When people are buying a product, they're buying into the person behind it, they're buying into you. And if you don't nurture your sales prospects, it means you just have to put a lot more effort into getting people to book a call, nurturing that person on the call, telling them everything about your offer on the call, and then closing them. It's a bit more of a struggle. Whereas if the person knows you and what you do by the time they get to the sales call, that process is going to be much easier. So the takeaway of this is you need to design every single touch point, every single piece of content specifically as it is your customer journey. Content makes up your customer journey, so you need to specifically design every single piece of it. If we just spray and pray our content, we're going to result in inconsistent leads that don't know who we are, don't know our credentials, leads that just don't show up to our calls, leads that don't understand the process and the offer that we're providing, leads that haven't spent enough time consuming your content to place their trust in you to begin with, which leads to inconsistent sales, prospects not being nurtured correctly, and prospects not seeing you as an authority figure that they want to hand their money over to. In order to fix these issues, the main focus points for our content that converts are going to be as follows. Ensure a consistent flow of leads, ensure that we're pre-selling clients on our high ticket offer to create a smooth sales process, educate our viewers on the basics so that when they hop on a sales call with us, we're not teaching them like the very basics, how to suck eggs per se. And they're already going to know the basics, meaning faster results for them and meaning smoother sales calls for us. Make sure that our customer journey is smooth and organic. Make sure that our customers don't feel at any point that they're being sold to, okay? That's not the point. We want to be providing value to them. We don't want to feel like they're being sold to. And we'll go through that again a bit later on. Which leads me nicely onto the social funnel. social funnel, this is a key part of how we're going to acquire clients. So our Instagram profile is essentially the center of operations. Okay, this is where it's all going to go down. This is where we want to initially funnel traffic to. Okay, the majority of our traffic will pass through here. So in order to ensure that they're properly nurtured, properly informed, and properly funneled to the next stage of our customer journey, here's how we're going to structure it. Okay, the pinned posts. A short form sales asset has to be pinned as your number one post. For example, this one here, like it is on my profile. This post is where the majority of our traffic are going to look initially. When they swipe onto your profile, this is going to be the first post that they see. So we need to make sure that it's designed perfectly. Okay, and we're going to go through this in the next section on how you actually create a short form sales asset. Next up, we need pinned social proof posts as the second and third posts. Okay, this is going to establish authority, and this is going to make sure that people know that you can actually do what you say you can do. Social proof posts can be a number of different things. They can be showing off your community, they can be showing off client results, they can be showing off your story and then proof of your past achievements and results and stuff like that. You can do it in a multitude of different ways. And then finally, we need to have excellent bio copy, which explains who you are, exactly what you do, which again establishes social proof, and then redirects to a long form case study, VSL, or conversion asset. Again, we're going to go through this later on in the content section. But in a nutshell, we're redirecting all the traffic that comes to our profile to this link. So the idea of our content is getting eyes on the final boss content, this guy, which is our full breakdown VSL conversion asset. And this is single-handedly what is going to bring us in some leads, okay? We're going to control the flow of our social media traffic to get to this end goal, which sells for us. Once we have the flow of traffic under control, then we can filter traffic with things like qualifying setters, which is going to save us even more time later. And then from that, we can consistently predict how much money we're going to make, because we can see the view metrics, we can see the ads metrics, we can see how many people are coming through to the YouTube video, and we can consistently predict how many people are going to be investing. Now we know how we're going to be funneling our organic traffic to our VSL conversion asset. We should probably create said conversion asset, okay? After all, this is the asset that is going to single-handedly convert viewers into buyers. So to start with, the issue with most businesses in this industry is that a lot of people pump thousands worth of ads towards something like a landing page or a lead magnet to acquire leads, okay? Which is what everyone does. It's what 99% of people do when they're trying to get leads, which is fair enough. But here's the issue with that. If you go straight from an ad to a call with someone, the prospect has no idea who you are, no idea what you do, or they might know what you do a tiny bit, but not to any sort of big degree. No idea if you can actually help them. No idea if you're capable of doing the things that you say you can do, and they feel like they're being sold to straight away, okay? Bottom line, they're not pre-educated on you or your offer, and they're definitely not pre-sold. Plus, they're being instantly put into a sales mindset, which means that they're either not going to book a call, you have to tell them your entire life story, the origins of your business, your mother's maiden name on a 90-minute call, or you just get a bunch of unqualified customers who don't end up buying or getting good results. So how do we fix this? With our content, a VSL, but not like one you know, like on a landing page. This is a special one. This is a video like this that answers all of the questions that a customer might have and more. And instead of hosting it on a landing page, it's going to be on YouTube. Why YouTube? People love YouTube. And this way, it doesn't feel like they're being taken out of their social media binging. It just feels like they're being redirected. It's avoiding that sales mindset, when in reality, they're just being redirected to one of the final steps in our content master plan. So how do we structure this magical VSL that's going to convert people for us? In a nutshell, and I repeat, this is very much in a nutshell because there's a lot that goes into a document like this. Headline that encapsulates your offer, targets pain points, and directly captures your target avatar's attention. We can take our offer headline and tweak it a little bit so that we're still targeting those exact same people. We then need social proof, client results, testimonials, like I included at the start. Who's this video for? Qualify the viewers straight off the bat. Introduce yourself, summarize your journey, build a bit of trust with them. Summarize your unique process and the key points to give it an edge over the rest of the market. Outline the client roadmap and blueprint that they would experience if they joined. How will they actually see results? Summarize and tie back into pain points, increase urgency and intensity, and provide the audience with an ultimatum. Gives you a little sneak peek of what we've got going on in the rest of the video. Create this as a video, drop a book a call funnel in the description, and post it on YouTube. Now, all of the traffic from our ads is going to funnel down into our Instagram profile, and then from the Instagram profile, they'll be redirected with the help of our bio copy to the VSL. Now that we've directed our traffic to a VSL that explains absolutely everything the client would need, we're going to see an influx of booked calls. But this isn't the final step. Booked calls might come from elsewhere, right? You might have a DM setter, you might have just randomly received a message and they want to book a call with you, okay? Two pieces of criteria are absolutely essential for every single lead that shows up to a sales call. They must have watched the VSL from start to finish, so they are completely knowledgeable on whether you can help them or not and whether they should really be booking a call, and they need to show up to the call, okay? This way, they're pre-educated, pre-nurtured, pre-sold on the program. They know who you are, you've established yourself as an authority figure, and they know whether they're in the market to buy or not. Meaning that the sales call should be relatively straightforward, okay? Simply confirming what they already know and taking their money. Although in order to ensure that everyone shows up for these calls, having watched the VSL, we implement a super simple nurturing sequence, okay? This is going to be 2 text messages, one 3 hours before the call, one 20 minutes before, just to make sure that they are watching their emails, okay? So when they book a call, 24 hours before the call and an hour before the call, we're going to send them an email, just reminding them to fully watch this video, okay? They need to have watched this video before they show up to the call. And that's all these things are going to do. So that is our conversion asset, our VSL explained. Next is going to be generating attention. Okay, now we've got all the frameworks, the offer and the VSL in place. We need to generate attention. We need to get eyes on. Of course we do. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people trying to sell online make good content, okay? It gets loads of engagement, likes, comments, shares, etc. But as I learned with Rob, a client of mine in the early days of social media marketing, there is a difference between content that attracts attention and content that converts attention into buyers. For example, motivational clips, podcast clips, they're very entertaining and they get a lot of exposure and provide value to a degree to your brand. Although there's nothing there that creates urgency or drive people to check out your VSL, your long form content. There's nothing there that really creates any urgency or provides real credibility for you and your knowledge. Okay, so we actually fell into the trap of creating viral content because it helped us to see growth. Okay, we thought likes, follows, comments, etc. was a sign of growing the business, and in reality, it really wasn't. Okay, if you look at social media as a sea of buyers and your content as the net, would you rather cast out a huge net, a viral clip that gets 1 million views, but it only catches small fish, which in this case is non-targeted, unqualified leads? Would you rather have a bunch of unqualified leads or cast out a fishing rod, which is a very specific clip, might get some less views, but it catches a huge shark, okay? A qualified buyer who wants to spend loads of money to get rid of their burning pains. It's going to be the latter, right? We want to get specific people who are ready to spend a lot of money, even if that means we aren't getting millions and millions of views for the sake of our ego. Okay, but how are we actually going to do this using our content? And in a nutshell, the answer is specifically designed content sales assets. But what are these? The basic structure of the short form content is going to be as follows. A hook that directly calls out the target avatar's pain points. So the pain points that we took from our target avatar data, we're going to plug them into this system and use those pain points as hook. Once we've created a hook that directly addresses the target avatar, we're going to apply some social proof. For example, a case study of an example when we've helped to solve this issue in the past. This is going to help to establish authority. This is going to position ourselves as a authority figure. It's going to position ourselves as an expert, an authority figure. Then we're actually going to tell people how to solve this issue. We're going to give actionable advice, but not just actionable advice that you find on any other reel. Okay, we're going to use our experience and our knowledge to provide perspective shifting ideas. It's something that actually makes the viewer think, oh wow, that's actually a really good bit of advice. This guy knows what he's talking about. Then we're going to reiterate that social proof, make sure that they remember that we know what we're talking about with a guy. And then a very subtle call to action. Okay, we're going to redirect this traffic to either our profile. We're going to say, check out our profile, drop us a follow, something like that. We're going to send people to the VSL, or we're going to get people to comment a word, book a call, whatever it might be. We're going to subtly do a call to action there. Again, I'm going to do a full video on the structure of these videos, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Essentially, these short form videos are there to provide value to the target avatar specifically. Okay, so one specific type of person. All these videos are going to be specifically providing value to that one person. I'm going to be posting these 2 to 4 times a week on both TikTok and Instagram. But we don't want to be posting these every single day because people are going to get bored of seeing like 2-minute long videos breaking down in depth all these different things, as valuable as they might be. So in order to keep our feed varied, we're going to use things like trending content, and you'll know your niche best. For example, if you're a trader, if you're into fitness, if you're a coach in whatever field you're in, you're going to know what your algorithm's doing at that current time. You're going to know what the trends are in your niche. So keep track of that, mix some of the trending audios, the trends in to be able to see what works and what doesn't, just to keep your feed a bit varied and keep up with current affairs. Then we're going to mix in some podcast clips. These are an amazing way to get across your actual genuine expertise and your raw knowledge. So all you have to do is sit down and point the camera at yourself, have a genuine organic conversation with someone in your niche or someone that's trying to learn about your niche, get them to throw you some questions, and then clip that up, use it as podcast clips. Easy content. And then of course we're trying to sell the end goal, the lifestyle, in some cases, whether that be 10K a month, whether that be having 6-pack abs. So we're just going to show clips of this lifestyle, this end goal that you've already achieved, and get people to buy into that. but lift the curtain on your life, show the behind the scenes of your agency or your fitness journey or whatever it might be, okay? Then we're going to be folding in long form content. And again, this is following a very similar structure to the short form on the most part, with the intention of directing YouTube traffic to the VSL or to book a call, okay? So all the traffic we're getting from social media, we're funneling to this one end destination. These videos can be very raw, okay? Not necessarily, they don't need to be packed with editing, they don't need to be retention. They just need to provide loads and loads of raw, specifically targeted value. The next step in our content journey is going to be Instagram stories, okay? Instagram stories are a cracking tool to build a connection with our audience. You can see what I'm doing on a day-to-day, you can see what I'm up to, you can see my hobbies, X, Y, Z, that might be something they can relate to. You can build social proof, establishing yourself as an authority figure by like showing wins, showing client results, showing the general W's that you take on a day-to-day. And C is providing very direct call to actions, okay? So for example, saying, I'm looking for 10 highly driven entrepreneurs to start their personal brand and take it from 0 to 10K a month within the next 30 days, or something like that, okay? Very specific call to actions. And as a rule of thumb, we want to stick to 1 ask for every 10 gives. So for example, we could do 6 Q&A posts that provide a load of value on our stories, then a shot of us in the gym, a quote, share a post, case study, and then we'll drop a call to action. So for every 10 pieces of content that we give, we ask for 1 back. And this way, we're not rinsing our viewers, we're not scaring them off, we're not making them feel like they're being sold to. Again, we're keeping them out of that sales mindset. We want to try and stick to 2 case studies or testimonials per week, and we want to try and stick to 2 call to actions a week, okay? We don't want to be constantly bombarding them with call to actions. And the final and arguably the most consistent and reliable way of acquiring attention to your profile on social media is profile visit ads. By running a simple ad that drives targeted traffic to your Instagram profile, we can immediately, without any sort of extra effort, drive eyeballs to your profile and into the funnel. Okay, this traffic can be specifically chosen by you based on the data that you've collected from your target avatar. We can plug this into Meta's algorithm and have our content shown to the exact type of people that we want to be selling to. If we look at every follower as a warm lead and not just a randomer that came to our profile because we posted a funny meme, okay, every single follower that we have, let's assume that they're targeted. These are some screenshots from my Instagram that I took yesterday. The date's the 5th of April right now. I took these on the 4th of April, but that's 13 leads in the past 15 hours, okay? And that's all from organic because I'm not even running ads currently, okay? A couple of weeks ago, I ran some ads, very low spend, and it ended up being 16 pence per profile visit, okay? Now, not all of them converted, not all of them clicked on the link, but 16p per profile visit is an absolute steal and it's a no-brainer. Now we have our attention generation, we have our conversion assets, we have our offer, we have our target avatar dialed in. We should be seeing a consistent stream of warm inbound leads that we can then send to the VSL, we can then close via a DM setter, whatever it might be. We have these leads coming in consistently who are targeted and interested in what you have to sell. So let's recap what our actual day-to-day is to upkeep this system. Okay, so it's going to be creating YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok content. It's going to be taking sales calls, and it's going to be hopping on calls with clients and guiding them through your transformative process that you've already created. Eventually, all of these things can be outsourced if you want to. You can get an editor to make the content for you. We actually have a team of specially trained editors, so if this is something that you want to completely cut out straight away, let us know. You can hire a setter or a closer to go in, answer the DMs, answer the sales calls for you, so you don't even have to do that side of things. And then eventually you can get students who have learned your process inside and out to mentor on your behalf and guide people through the process on your behalf, okay? So eventually you don't even have to do any of these things yourself. But while laying the foundations, this is all you have to do with your day, okay? Happy days. What's next? You have a few choices. You can completely ignore everything I've told you in this video because it's complete bollocks. Fine, do what you want. You can continue to do what you've been doing and don't implement any of this advice that has been proven to obtain clients, okay? Can't stress that enough. It's been proven to obtain clients. But given that you've come this far and you've watched the past hour of this video, I'm gonna go with that's not an option. Secondly, you can take the free value that I've just given you and you can try and implement it into your business, okay? You can either scale or launch your high ticket offer and start making 10K within the next 90 to 180 days quite easily with the things that I've just taught you. But I must say, I didn't go through everything. I didn't give you every single piece of information you need to know because this video would be about 10 hours long. Although, you know, if there's anything that I've missed that you want to learn, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram at Sam Huckster. I'll flash it up on the screen. And I'm also going to be posting more content on my Instagram and YouTube that covers more details so that you can actually pick it up from my content. So if you do watch my content, you will be able to implement this yourself. Of course you can. But The third option is you save yourself the time of having to figure it all out for yourself, and you work directly with me and my team straight away, okay? This is where we can provide the exact blueprint that will take you from your current position to an extra 10K a month for your high ticket offer in the next 180 days. Essentially, we'll be helping you to implement the exact system into your business, guiding you every step of the way. Bear in mind, you can only do this if you have tried to make money before online and failed. You have tried to post on social media, but you cannot harness the power of your audience correctly. You have an existing high ticket offer, coaching, agency, course selling, but you feel as if you're not taking advantage of the resources available to you. If you have a high value skill that you think should be making money online from, then you can do this, okay? If you do fit the bill, if you meet one of these pieces of criteria, you can make an extra 10 to 50K a month online and even more. Just to recap the steps that are going to take you there. Okay, we're going to identify our target avatar. We'll go through this on a call. Make sure that you have your perfect avatar dialed in, and so that you can base your offer and your marketing funnel around it. Okay, we're going to give you the foundations to succeed. Then we're going to create your high ticket offer. On this call, we're also going to create or restructure your existing offer in order to increase your prices, improve the ease of delivery, and improve the perceived value of your offer. Once we have your offer in place, we're going to optimize your social media. Okay, we're going to craft your VSL, craft your long form video, which will allow you to communicate your value propositions and tell your clients what your actual value is to your ideal target market. Okay, this is going to allow us to, as I said, pre-sell, pre-nurture, and pre-educate our leads, conversing on your behalf, saving you hours on sales calls. And then we're going to create the content that converts. Okay, we're going to help you to design your content sales assets specifically so they drive high quality traffic to the VSL through your social funnel. What will you receive access to? Like when you join, what do you actually get? The full Creator X blueprint. Every training resource required to take you to your end goal of a 6-figure personal brand. This includes templates and done for you assets that we've used for multiple different people prior to this. You'll have access to every future update of the training materials, any new client acquisition modules that we are planning to release. You'll get access to the private Slack channel with direct access to myself and others who are enrolled in this program. You will also receive a personal framework that's tailored to you, that tells you exactly how to work through the program so that we can hold you accountable and so that you can hold yourself accountable. I'll personally be checking up on you to make sure that you are keeping to the task list specifically on set days. Any queries or issues that you have through the entire process will be made crystal clear to you by our highly qualified team. What happens if you implement all of this value that we have just provided for you? If you do not see 10K in revenue from starting the program at the 180-day point, I will personally work with you until you do. So to round it off, if you are sick of seeing people around you succeed, if you are sick of trying to figure out the hamster wheel of making money online on your own, if you're sick of not having a constant bulletproof system that allows you to earn money hand over fist, regardless of the numbers of followers you have, you can book a chat with me in the first link below this video.